Hello, everybody. I know it's been quite a minute. They've been on my you-know-what for a minute to get on another episode. I don't even know which one this is, but we're here with it. We got the spring game coming up this week, and I'm joined by my co-host, my dad, Chris, and my brother, Logan, and we're here to talk some Texas football, and I hope you're ready to join us. So, it's been an action-packed. We have a lot of things to discuss, from Mauro Jomo and his comments to, all the new transfers coming in. We've got a lot to talk about. But first, I wanted to start with something that has been kind of on my mind the last couple of days, with the recent addition of Ajay Hall from Alabama. So I kind of had this thought that, yes, our offensive line has been an issue, and as my dad likes to say, he's worried about the fat guys. But I kind of want to put something in y'all's head and see what y'all think. So with the addition of these new, with these new skill players and stuff, I kind of feel like that may actually take some of the pressure off of the offensive line, because last year, once J-Way goes down, the defense has to just key in on Xavier Worthy and pin their ears back on a pass play. That was really it. That was the other team's defense. Just watch Xavier Worthy. We're gonna rush 6 and 7 people at a time. But now that we have these weapons, I think it may be a little bit easier on the offensive line.
Hold on, let me just lay this down. Let me just lay this down right quick. You got Bijan Robinson, Keelan Robinson, Jonathan Brooks, Roshan Johnson. Then you got Xavier Worthy, Isaiah Naylor, Ajayi Hall, Jalil Billingsley. Who's the kid?
Did you say Keelan Robinson by chance?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't forget O'Mary.
O'Mary?
Yeah.
You have all of these skill guys. Who are you going to cover? Who?
Well, right now they got Marcus Washington as a starter ahead of Naylor. Right, for now.
Right, for now, right.
But I mean, just the X. If you look at the X, they got Washington and Naylor as an OR, and then you got Casey Kane, and then you got O'Mary.
Dude, I
those
think
four are
Casey
just
Kane,
X.
I think Casey
that's just
Kane,
your X.
Yeah, I think Casey Kane is going to be a silent assassin.
He's so fast.
Did you see the play of his?
Did you see the
catch?
freaking just what? Are you kidding me? That was
OBJ.
Yeah, and I think that's just a glimpse of what the addition of Brendan Marion means. I think now we're starting to see the energy that he brings.
Brendan Marion has done more than Andre Coleman did his entire Texas career, his entire Texas coaching career.
Well, I think and I agree. I think he's on that trajectory, Logan. But let's give him a season. Because, but I think you're correct. He's on that trajectory. I think there's a lot of guys. Andre Coleman just wasted, man.
Just the talent that he's brought in, and he hasn't even been here to prove that he's a,
But I think like going back to what you were saying, Ethan, we have layers of talent now. Mm-hmm. Where like you were right in saying, okay, if you can somewhat contain Bijan, then all you have to worry about is X, right?
Right.
But now, you've got a healthy J-Witt. You got a Jatavian Sanders who's killing it at tight end.
Yeah.
And even behind him, Gunnar Helm, Jay Billingsley. Hell, Jay Billingsley is third in line right now in the depth chart. Third in line.
Billingsley?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think
it's Sanders and or Helm and or Billingsley.
They don't know who's going to play.
And then you got Lee Brock. Lee Brock is fourth in line, and then you have Juan Davis.
That's the most depth we'd had at tight end since
ever.
Yeah, no.
Terry Cash were here in the 80s.
I mean, if you want to get real hot take and real blunt with it, this might be the most skill on the offensive side of the ball we've had in the last 15 years.
Easy.
Just pure skill. I'm not saying we're going to be the 2005, 2000. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying pure skill and pure athleticism. This is And I mean, and you got the mastermind of Sark and Marion, Marion, granted he's new, but he has that influx of offense, that new offense. And then Tashard Choice, coming from Georgia Tech, where they were predominantly running team, where he had Jahmyr Gibbs, who now is at Alabama, so he has the chops. So we have the chance to be, like Logan said, I'm thinking top 5 scoring offense in the country and definitely the top scoring offense in the Big 12.
Yeah, it's with Nayor, not Nayor. I just read his name, but with Shard Choice and wide receiver coach.
Oh, Marion.
I think there's a lot of youth there. They those are the 2 youngest guys on the squad, right?
Yeah,
on the staff.
Yeah,
and it's in 2 positions that need it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nothing against, the previous running back coach, Stan Drayton. Obviously he had skins on the wall, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But I think going in and get some guys high energy, guy that was just in the NFL like a couple days ago. You know what I mean? And getting those, and like you're saying, with Marion's offensive mind, you meld them with.
He's got some crazy.
Right. Right. And I think, and that's what, big picture wise, yes, we've got the talent. I mean, I'm looking at the depth chart right now. It kind of scares me when you have a freshman starting right guard. Okay. That's great. And to think we could have 2 more freshmen starting in 2 weeks, or whatever it is. What is it? We were 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away from the guys showing up.
Yeah. I think it's a month.
Is it June 1st? June 1st is when they show up.
Let me see.
Hey, Ethan, you muted.
Anyways, it's got to be June. It's definitely not May.
So, big picture wise, I think what I'm looking forward to, and I know that Logan, you sent the text out today. It's not going to be the format for the spring game has changed.
So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I like this layout, of the spring game. I kind of think of it more as a deep dive, if you will.
Well, yeah, you're going to get a better look. I think it's a spring game. When they come out, they're like orange and white. And you got a quarter. I mean, it's a 0-sum game anyway, right? I mean, I'm more looking at our guys running routes, or the quarterbacks on. But what I wanted, my bigger picture here, is the mind meld between Sark and Marion, and Coach K, and Patterson. Yeah. And I want to see the mind meld, because you've got 2 on either side, brilliant minds, brilliant games. You've got Patterson with 30 years.
A statue. Patterson has a statue at another university. Okay.
Right. And you got Coach K, who's got his experience, but I don't think, Coach K looked up to Patterson. So, yeah. Kind of a pupil from afar, that he studied what Patterson did. And now he's got his guy in the same room, and then you got Marion coming up with, the different deals, younger with Sark, who's got 30 years, right? I mean, it's to watch the mind meld of those 2 and how that translates with the toys they have to play with is what I think is going to be most interesting to me. Big picture wise, obviously I want to see, but big picture wise is how those guys meld together and shape this thing. Right.
One second, Logan. You can go right. 1 second. I just take 2 seconds, and you can go. Another reason why I kind of like this format is I feel like we're going to get, like you said, the mind meld. I think we're going to get more ability to see that, because it's going to be more. It's almost going to be more like a game, if you will, because we're gonna see the same offense. It's just gonna be rotating in players every now and again, and defense is gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same defense. It's gonna be rotating players, which is gonna be how it's gonna be done in the game. You're not gonna have the same players on the field at all times nonstop during a game. That's just not how it happens. You're gonna have some ones in, some threes in. You're gonna have some twos in, stuff like that. So, and at the same time, whenever you might be able to see a little bit more of the attention to detail from the coaches because it's going to be more in a practice format. You're going to see the inside scoop, what we're reading on, Horns 247 and Orange Bloods and, all these different things. So I think from a fan standpoint, we're going to get to see a lot more. We're going to get a more in-depth look, the interactions between players and coaches and coaches and coaches. So I think in the end, this is something that is almost perfect for this year for this team because you're
going to see more 1v1, right?
Right, and
you're going to see more 1v1 instead of the number one offense against number two defense, number one defense against number two offense, and because what do you really get from that, right?
Right.
I mean, what do you got? You got the number one offense going up against number two defense, so you're just going to watch Bijan just fucking run for 3,000 yards in a game,
right?
I mean, and I sure did just go before you, Logan, didn't I?
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was just going to say,
cheers.
Kind of going back to your point, Dad, about bringing energy and different things like that. I think Coach Choice and Coach Marion are those guys, like those guys that are going to bring that energy, and it brings an energy to the whole team, not just their position groups. And so I think that's kind of something we haven't seen in recent years from Stanton. I mean, they all brought energy, but not energy like Marion and Choice.
No, I think those guys they're a different level.
And Bijan even said Stan Drayton was more of the drill sergeant, the kind of laid back but stern, And they're saying that Choice is.
I don't really remember a drill sergeant being laid back and chill. But anyway,
not laid back and chill. No, you're right. That wasn't the right word. I'm saying he was a drill sergeant in the terms of
very rigid,
very
right.
But also, he wasn't going to be the super energetic guy either.
Right.
I mean, drill sergeant was bad, but you know what I'm trying to say.
No, I'm just playing.
And they're saying,
I'm the only one on here now that Trey's not here that has been with the drill sergeant. So, and they were nothing like his. So,
and I think, and then you hear Tashard Choice. He's just a man full of energy. He's an Energizer bunny. And I think that's good for the player, especially for teenagers. 18, 19. I mean, I'm 21, so I'm not much older, but kids like that. Whenever they match energies, that's just kind of like the thing. So,
that's regardless of what age you are. It's
true.
Being in a been in the corporate world. When you have guys that are kind of the Eeyore, like and it changes the whole attitude. Hell, even on Cooper's 8-year-old baseball team, right? If there's one kid that has a bad attitude, they all catch it. It's like fucking contagious. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's the same way. I mean, where do you think Hubba Hubba comes from? Where do you think that comes from? That comes from Grandpa or Papa walking into the office saying, "Come on," getting everybody going and fired up, and that's where we get your Hubba Hubba. That's where that comes from, and so it changes the mindset of everyone around you. When you have that. And so I think, and I'm damn sure the Sark did that on purpose.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't an accident. That wasn't like, oh, look what I did. No, that's, he absolutely went out and got that energy, and the kids they're going to flock to it. I'm interested to see who has that energy on the defense, because Gurkowski's not known. He's more known as the, straightforward kind of that, he's not the big jumper up and downer and screamer and all that, it's, he's direct and he gets his point across, but he's not the high energy guy, so does Dropsy take that? What's his name? Dropsy? I call him Dropsy from the Ted game. Gideon? Does Gideon come in and do that? You know.
You completely threw me off. Oh my goodness.
Does he become that spark plug on the defensive side? You know, obviously we all saw the Hurt video with Bo Davis. He can get fired up.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he ain't. Yeah.
You know, he can get fired up.
That's the thing, man. You know, as being a ex-football player, and Logan, I'm sure you can attest to it. You know, football in general, when you're around energy, and whenever when everybody is on the same mindset and they're just ready to go, that the ball's kicked off and we're knocking heads. That brings a whole new layer to the program, you know, because beforehand, you've heard stories about kids walking in and they think we made it, we got it like that. We're here now, and I feel like these coaches won't allow that,
right. And no, I agree. And, this, you can kind of segue into the whole Ojomo, comments is, I have mixed feelings on that. I think he was telling the truth, but I think he used the wrong medium. I think that probably shouldn't have.
I mean, look, I agree, but you gotta, at the same time, Sark left the open invitation. He literally said, you're gonna have to ask them about that.
Right, but I think...
So what was he expecting, though? Whenever he said, you should have to ask them about that, when else were they going to have the chance to answer that question?
Oh, no, so, he is working on changing it. There are things that are different there, and be positive about it. You know what I mean? I think that's what Sark kind of threw that lob up there thinking, they would take that and be like, yes, we are changing the culture. And there are, the coaches have, changed our mindset, and stuff like that, where... kind of tote the company, tote the company line, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of thing, not exactly, but because you don't want guys out there talking shit about your team, right?
That's the thing.
I mean, what's the difference between what he did and what the guy that released the video?
The thing is nothing. But nobody was. I mean, the difference. The difference is Moro Ojomo was provoked and asked, and he answered, and what he felt was his honest opinion.
Right.
But the video was something the video was something that was done in house to begin with. It was done in house and then was leaked. It's not like it was done on a. It's different. There's a difference in how it was done.
I don't know. I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I just because Ojomo's a senior, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean,
my reaction would be like, well, what are you doing about it? You're a senior. What are you doing about it? Are you going out there and getting...
He said what... I mean, did you listen to the whole interview?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I read his responses, but I didn't...
I mean, that's... Yeah, no. So, it's...
I didn't know that it was... I thought it was all in print. I didn't know there was a video.
No, it was in video, yeah. He kind of said that... He kind of laid it out that he was... There were things he was doing. There were things he was doing to get out of his comfort zone, to try and do his best to make this team better, and that's why he kind of felt like, because he's doing it, he felt like he was doing. So yes, you're right. What are you doing? I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. And I think in his defense, I think he feels like he is. At the bottom line is the kid just wants to win. The dude just wants to win.
Yeah, they all do. I mean, you can't tell me there's a kid in there that just is okay with losing. Because if there is,
no, the ones that were okay with losing transferred.
Oh, right. Okay. So sorry, go ahead. I just thought of another question.
No, and I agree. I mean, it's and I think you can go to Hall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hall was voted off that team by the Leadership Council of Alabama.
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean? Because Nick Saban's the greatest coach to ever walk on the college sideline, and probably will ever be. Right? There's no one. It won't be in my lifetime, maybe y'all's, but to see that the domination, and then have a kid voted off by his teammates. He didn't get kicked off the team by the coach. His teammates kicked him out. Just think about that. And now we're here taking him. So are we, where I've arrived at Texas, they'll let me be this way.
Right.
You're right.
I'm not saying he's going to be.
I hope,
I
hope and I pray to the football gods that Sark and him had a conversation about that, and he let it be known that.
Right.
This is
I do too. And that probably happened.
Yeah. Right.
I'm just. This is just thoughts that go through my head as an old man going. So this kid got kicked off his team by his own teammates, and now we're going to take him. Oh no! Well, I mean, this is where in Sark you trust, like 100%.
Right. No. Yeah. So I mean, Logan, you got anything you want to say before we wrap this segment up?
I think just there's been a change in culture, like y'all been saying, and so that there's obviously going to be those conversations about we're not going to be doing any of that here. This is not Alabama. This is Texas. This is how we do things. And so I think he will be perfectly fine. Maybe not perfectly fine, but he'll be all right.
Let's hope so, because we could, ain't nothing wrong with that. But sweet feet, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I thought he was small. He's really Hall, but Hall he's like 6'3". He's big.
Yeah, he's him and O'Mara about the same size.
Definitely. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this segment up. We're going to come back with a part 2 most likely. So y'all stay safe out there, and we'll see you around.